only for a limited time. Available at all 5 locations across Island: 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Town Center, Walkers Road, and the newest location at Red Bay.
For the Record is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. For all your banking and pension needs, call or visit a Fidelity branch today. Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealerships serving the Cayman Islands. And Cayman Pharmacy Group, with locations in West Base and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. And Seaboard Marine. With over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling Seaboard Marine at 949-4977.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orit Connor.
Hey man, I'm Donna Bush in for Mr. Orit Connor this week and part of next week. Welcome to the show. And it's another beautiful morning here in the Cayman Islands. We are also blessed to be here, in a place where it's warm, it's sunny, and it's just a great place to be. With us in the studio this morning, I'm honored to have our new Miss Cayman Islands Universe, Caitlin Tyson, as well as chairperson of the Miss Cayman Islands Committee, Miss Cayman Islands Universe Committee, that is, Miss Derry Dakers-Lee. Ladies, thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Cayman. What a beautiful Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. We had a hectic weekend last weekend.
Yeah.
It was quite busy. So this weekend is going to be a little bit more mellow for us.
So, Caitlin, it's almost a week.
Yes.
But take us back to that night, just before they announced that you were the winner. Take us back to what you were thinking, some of the thoughts that were going through your mind at that moment.
I mean, it was almost just like a montage of all the work I've been putting in. Every appearance we've gone to, every training session, I was standing up there and I didn't know which way it was going to go because I was contestant number 7, so I didn't hear anybody's answer. I didn't know what to expect, and we're all beautiful, we're all smart, great personalities, and I was just standing there hoping that my number was called, and when it was called, it was like a dream come true. I immediately just started crying. You guys know, you saw that. It's just a wave of emotions, and it's still surreal for me.
I bet. Mm-hmm. So you're not hearing the question, but you're standing there and the audience is almost over to the side.
Yeah.
And I was looking and saying, they're each seeing or at least feeling the reaction that each girl is getting.
And there was so much support in the audience. I mean, I loved the energy in the audience on Saturday night. And that's all I could see were the big cheers. And I was like, okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah, we were quite pleased with the outcome.
Yeah. I'm a part of the committee for those who don't know that are listening, and we're very pleased with the outcome. We had a phenomenal amount of girls this year, but it's only one person can win, unfortunately, and you're here, and it's a great opportunity, I think, for our islands, for the committee, and for yourself as a young woman going through the development stage. So, leading up to the pageant, was it what you expected?
It was, and it was a lot more than I expected as well. We had a short time to prepare, so it was a lot of training, long hours, and a lot of appearances, a lot more appearances that I thought we were going to have, photo shoots and everything, and really just dealing with the ups and downs. I talk about the emotional ups and downs a lot because that was one of the things I did not anticipate, because studying in New York, I've had to put on a brave face every day when I go out.
Right.
So a lot of things that I thought that I got over actually came back to the surface, a lot of self-doubt. And I had to just find those things that I loved about myself and find that confidence and be able to go out and represent myself and have fun.
Yeah. And that you did. I think, towards the end, you young ladies were able to connect and bond. But, normally we have the pageant, it's a lot longer, right, Derry?
Yes,
so the young ladies have more of an opportunity and time to bond. But
so we were just trying to squeeze everything in just to give them the opportunity to get that exposure and just develop on there.
Yeah, and it was great. I mean, we had our own group chat on WhatsApp that we would just send messages to each other. We were keeping each other on track. And, if someone was stressed out, we're like, oh my goodness, what's going on? So it was really good. We had a really great time. And I think we understood that it was such a short amount of time too. And we were the only group of girls going through this at this particular moment. So we were really just
formed a sisterhood.
That sisterhood, and really enjoyed the sisterhood while we were in this competition.
Good, that's good. We're doing the right stuff then.
We are. So, Derry, for those folks out there who may not understand what goes into an event of this magnitude, and I'd like to inject there that, all the persons who are on the committee, we volunteer our time. We have normal lives like everybody else, but there's a lot of man hours and stuff that goes. So can you just give us a little scenario of, as briefly as you can, of what goes into planning an event of this size?
And I always say that the Miss Cayman Islands pageant, it's like having a business, so you want to make sure there's a lot of moving parts. So we want to make sure that every aspect of that business is functioning properly, it's operating properly. We have events leading up to the pageant. They're training sessions. So we have to make sure that everything flows properly. We have people that are spearheading, an event, and we want to make sure that, we're marketing that event so that we can draw the crowd that we want. We want to make sure that these young ladies are trained properly in preparation for the night. So we have to, make sure that they're trained in Toastmasters, for Toastmasters training in public speaking, runway training. And then we have the show itself, which involves a lot of hands and dick. And I'm proud to say that we have a committee that is very talented. And, so within that committee, there are a lot of talents and people that can actually contribute immensely to pulling the pageant night off, because, a lot goes on behind the stage. You're making sure that all the entertainers are on stage at the right time, and everybody that's involved in the show, the contestants, and that they're prepared to just, once they hit that, that stage, that they're like, okay, it's showtime. So it's a lot of time that we dedicate. You have to have a passion for community service, basically, and a passion to develop these young ladies to become role models in the community. So certainly your heart has, to be in the right place for this.
I just have to say that backstage, everything moved seamlessly.
Yes.
Yeah, there was not a hitch.
Yes.
We had the Toastmasters backstage with us as well. So huge thank you to the Toastmasters, but the committee and everyone just kept everything flowing. Miss Donna, I know you were fixing my dress. And
I was yelling, contestants 1, 2, and 3, I need you out here now.
Yes.
We heard your voice from all the way in the back.
I know.
So everything moved so well, and I've been backstage on some pretty hectic shows, so this was an amazing experience.
And I have to say that myself, because, attending other pageants overseas and you see the runnings of how they do things, and you think, my goodness, ours really flow well, We're well organized, and so we have to pat ourselves on the back to know that we're doing a good thing. I think
it went off. I mean, we had some challenges, and
we moved to a new location, so we had to overcome the logistics of we didn't have a dressing room at the back of the stage, so we were trying to figure out how we were going to make that work. But I think it flowed well.
It was really helpful having Impressions Hair Salon backstage, and then also Kirk Freeport, so they were touching us up, and everything was perfect by the time when it was ready for us to go on stage. So I was really impressed, and it just made everything easier that you could just really shine when you got on stage.
And we want to thank them for their continuous support, our sponsors, the Cayman Islands Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Premier, Mr. Alden McLaughlin, the Deputy Premier, Mr. Moses Colonel and his team. There's just so many Cayman Airways that continue to support us, and all the other sponsors out there. Thank you so much.
There are lots
for believing in us.
Yes, the sponsors for the contestants.
This is a tourism product, we're preparing Caitlin, shortly from now to go off to Thailand. So that's the next step.
For that.
So we talked a little bit about the training leading up to the pageant, but Caitlin, as now newly crowned Miss Cayman Islands Universe, How important is it for young women to seek training outside on their own and invest in themselves besides what they're getting from the committee?
Oh, yeah. It is so important. I think that you should always be a learner. You should always be trying to learn new things and educate yourself in different fields.
Right.
And my mom told me about when she was younger, she went to a finishing school, and that completely changed her life.
Yes.
So a lot of my teachings growing up have been that of a finishing school of etiquette. So I'm always wanting to learn new things. And when we had the etiquette training with Cheryl E. Banks Miller, she gave me a little pocketbook of etiquette, and I've been reading it every day since then. I just love learning new things. So I think it's so important, not just for young women, but for young people in general, to just continue to learn and to speak to people who are knowledgeable in certain fields and take what you can get, because you can learn a lesson anywhere from anyone.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
You can never stop learning.
No. Ladies, we're going to take a break for just a few minutes here on For the Record, and we'll be right back with the Miss Cayman Islands Universe Committee member, our chairperson, Miss Derry Dakersley, as well as our newly crowned Miss Cayman Islands Universe, Caitlin Tyson. We'll be right back.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
The Bay Islands of the northern shores of Honduras, including Utila, Rotan, and Guanaja or Panaca, along with the islets of Elaine, Barbarat, and Murat, saw a rather rapid and dramatic settlement of Caymanians following emancipation in the Cayman Islands. In 1850, Captain R.C. Michael visited Rotan and would later lay claim of the Caymanian migrants. Of the former slaves, he stated,
"The mass of population is a fine race. They are strong, active, and athletic. Temperature, quiet and regular in their habits, not given to excess. I should say there are fewer vices than one usually meets. Among their class, they speak the English language remarkably well, beyond that of any of their race I have ever met."
On the whites, he noted,
"The European migrants, though small in number, exercises a great influence over the minds of the community."
In regards to the mixed-raced population, Captain Michael was far less flattering, denoting them as the most wretched on the island.
Information from this historical vignette was sourced from Founded Upon the Seas, A History of the Cayman Islands and Their People by Michael Creighton and the New History Committee.
Radio Cayman's historical facts vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
Why rush around paying bills when you can pay most of your bills online? Cayman National offers an extensive list of service providers. Visit CaymanNational.com and log on to our personal or business online banking systems. Not an online banking customer? Contact their customer support team on 949-8300 for more information.
Does your business support or organise community projects that reduce crime, protect the environment, or improve the quality of life for the most vulnerable in our society? Submissions are now being accepted for the Chamber's Community Impact Award. Visit businessexcellenceawards.ky and apply today. The Chamber's Business Excellence Awards are proudly supported by Cayman National, Broadhurst Attorneys at Law, and Picture This.
Did you hear that Vant Motors has your sale going on now? And you get your choice on the money you'll save on your new car or truck?
My sale? My choice? Really?
Yeah, and they have lots of cars on sale, some up to $7,000 off.
Sounds pretty good.
It gets even better. You can choose to take the full discount, or you can get some or all of it as cash back.
Extra cash back would be great.
Exactly. And you can even use the savings to extend your warranty or service plan so you'll drive worry-free for years longer.
Another good idea.
If you want to upgrade with something like a new roof rack or backup camera, you can choose that too.
Wow, I get to choose?
Yeah, that's why it's your sale, your choice. Going on now at Vant Motors on Walkers Road, while stocks last.
Are you kidding me?
What's wrong?
I ran out of my meds and I have an interview in about an hour.
Why not call CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy? They'll be able to help.
You think so?
Absolutely. Their pharmacists are brilliant for fast, efficient and professional service.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. We strive to make your health our concern. We recognize the complexities of pharmaceuticals and the need to personalize your care. That is why we offer personalized one-on-one counseling. Call us today or visit our website at CaymanPharmacy.com.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Can you explain what a less than container load is for shipment and what your minimum charge is?
Sure. A less than container load, or LCL, is any overseas shipment that does not require the full space of a container. At Seaboard, we have great rates for small packages. Just let us know the dimensions of your package and we'll help you out from there.
Shipping shore to shore.
Sometimes things just don't go as planned. That's why you need Contractors All-Risk Insurance from Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Ensure you're covered in the event of property damage and third-party injury or damage claims during your construction projects. And with Fidelity Insurance Brokers, you can be sure you are getting competitive pricing and superior customer service. Call us today for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record with your host, Orrit Connor.
And good morning again, Cayman Islands. I'm Donna Bush in for Mr. Orrit Connor this beautiful Friday morning. If you're just tuning in, we have the lovely new Miss Cayman Islands Universe, Caitlin Tyson, joining us this morning, as well as committee chairperson, Miss Derry Dakers-Lee. Ladies, once again, thanks for joining us here and For the Record on this Friday morning. So we were talking about how you felt when you were crowned last Saturday, almost 1 week. Oh my gosh. And, you know, it's been a really, really busy week for you.
Oh, yeah.
But now the planning has been in full swing already for the upcoming Miss Universe pageant to be held in Thailand on December 16th, the 17th in Thailand. What are some of your plans to keep yourself or to ensure that you're keeping on track for preparations for Miss Universe?
Well, I'm still going to be watching past Miss Universe questions and walks. I've been talking about, different things like the different camera angles to consider when you're on a stage that large and how to make your personality shine through and make yourself stand out. I'm definitely going to be using my gym membership from King's Sports Center.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that. And I think getting back to my juicing, I love juicing and living a healthy lifestyle. So more focus on that. And yeah, just being prepared and being confident and I'm
focused.
Because I really do want to represent the Cayman Islands to the best of my ability and just show how amazing the people of Cayman are, how dynamic we are, how beautiful we are, and I'm so excited to do that. But I definitely need the support of my country behind me.
Yes.
So whenever there is an opportunity for us to vote or on social media or get excited, that will be so amazing for me. I've already received so much love from everyone here. I received some international love. From Peru, from France, Mexico, Indonesia. A lot of people are really looking at the Cayman Islands and supporting us, and they want us to go far. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm sitting here getting very excited. Goosebumps. Oh my goodness!
About this Miss Universe pageant. This could be our year. You know?
So I mean, from the committee's perspective, what are some of the things that the committee is doing, members of the committee are doing to help prepare?
Well,
Caitlin?
right now we have her go-to people, her committee liaisons, we call them. So with any issues or any questions, there's always a few people on the committee that she can go to. We have a wardrobe team, which is including yourself, Donna. Thanks for that, and Lana Cayasso. And so in addition to that, we also have training coming up for, to make sure that she is prepared to compete at international standards. And she will be departing in October for that. So we're going to make sure that she's well groomed and, enhance her definitely to just walk that world stage, and we're going to be very proud of her. And during that training that she's going to receive, obviously it will be in runway etiquette, hair and makeup, wardrobe. So definitely when she walks out on that stage, she's going to shine, and we're going to be very proud of her.
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah,
I have to add that I think Caitlin's
there are going to be photo
experience-
shoots as well. So, there are going to be quite a bit of photo shoots.
And shopping. Yes, and shopping to make sure the wardrobe is right and on point.
Absolutely.
I was just mentioning that, I think Caitlin's experience in living overseas has really added another level of pageantry for Cayman. I think, in the past with us having people like Pia from who was Miss Universe at the time come here, we have a lot of designers now that are looking at our winners and saying, look, we want to design something for them because of the potential, particularly since Caitlin she's put herself out there on an international stage to begin with, and this is just adding to that. So I think that's phenomenal that she's brought herself to that level and really is lending those assets to the pageant.
Yes,
I'm
thank
sure
you
in
so
terms
much.
of runway training, I don't think she'll need too much coaching with that. I think
she's amazing, but you know what, you can always add and learn more things.
And that's what I learned too. Just the modeling world, the acting world, very different than the pageant world. So there were a lot of things that I learned even during this process to get to be Miss Cayman Islands Universe. Even sometimes with the modeling walk, it's very minimal. The fierce face, arms just hanging at your side, and that is so not pageantry. You gotta be, flirty and fun and having a great time.
And I think you were doing that last Saturday. She was
in
the crowd. I was saying with her eyes,
a zone of her own, and that brings me to another point. I mean, you're really into yoga, and I remember at one point, because I was backstage making sure that the ladies had their earrings on when they were getting makeup and hair done for their next outfit, and I looked at her back. I went to wipe her back because she had like some stuff on her back, and she says, "Oh, I was just doing my yoga." She was lying flat on her back, focusing in the corner, doing her yoga, her breathing, so that she was ready when she went out there. And you were in a zone by yourself.
Yes, and you could certainly
only
see that.
Caitlin.
And I'd also like to bring to light a hidden talent of Caitlin's, and that is she's a singer. So definitely, I'm going to bring her to the forefront with that talent as well. So you look out for Caitlin Tyson, the new and upcoming star.
Very, very
Not only our
well-rounded
new queen, but she is well-rounded. So she's talented. She has a beautiful voice. I heard her myself. So
thank you.
We'll be hearing more.
If you've been at any of the Talent Exposition of the Arts in the past, or some of the Cayman Drama Society shows at Prospect Playhouse, you've probably seen me dancing and being crazy and singing. And it's only gotten better since then because I've had some training now. So I'm not as nervous to share those talents anymore, which was a big thing when I was younger. I was very nervous, very shy. But I pushed myself because I knew this is what I wanted to do.
But I think Cayman needs to hear that beautiful voice.
Thank you.
She's put you on the spot now.
I know.
So as you get ready to go off to Miss Universe in a few months, what are you looking forward to most?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Thailand, first of all. So this is a dream come true in so many different levels. I am looking forward to networking. Definitely, that's one of my favorite things to do. I get very excited to meet new people, and especially people who are working behind the scenes, because you never know. The person who is the PA, the production assistant, could be a designer or an artist. So I'm really just excited to go to the other side of the world and get immersed in their culture and experience something new, and just meet new people and learn from them. Like I said, I just love that. So I'm really excited for the overall experience, and of course getting to be on the biggest stage that I've ever been on in my entire life. This is going to be such an amazing opportunity for me. I just can't wait for it.
All right.
Wonderful. Well, Donna, you and I have been to the Philippines, and it was absolutely amazing in that side of the world. So
really, I can't wait to try the food.
And the shopping is great.
My goodness.
The shopping.
Yes.
So the people are so humble, so very friendly.
So, Derry, as we wrap up, now that the local pageant is over, what's next for the committee besides planning for Caitlin's departure and royal stage?
Well, the committee is always busy. You know, we're always thinking of ways, especially to make our reigning queen comfortable and her year comfortable. We're going to start recruiting sooner. You know, we want to make sure that we have, obviously, we were off to a late start this year, but definitely recruitment will start later in the year. We're going to have a couple of fundraisers around the corner for Miss Universe.
Yes.
So that's all in the pipeline. And I'd just like to remind the community that the committee actually and the pageant is actually, provides that development platform for young ladies to further their education and build their self-confidence, their social networking, and ultimately become leaders in the community.
Yes.
Donna Bush was the first runner-up in the pageant. She was also Miss Teen. I was the first runner-up.
And
I think past title holders and so forth have become an integral part in the community. So we want to continue that trend. And that's, so we want to encourage any young lady out there that with high aspirations, to better themselves and strive for excellence to enter the Miss Cayman Islands Universe pageant. We are the platform for you.
Yes. All right. So, ladies, it's been a pleasure to have you guys on here. I'm sure that you'll be back with us before Caitlin goes off to Miss Universe. It's been really, really great. I know that sky's the limit for you, Caitlin, and that you're going to be, a formidable force.
Thank you so much.
I just see it for you.
All right. Here we come.
Yes. All right. So thank you for joining us here. And for the record, we're going to take a news break and we'll be right back shortly. When we come back, we'll have Minister, the Honorable Joseph Hugh with us. He's the Minister for Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, as well as Acting Minister of HR and Immigration, Mr. Austin Harris. Stay with us for that.
All right. Thank you, Donna. Time is now 8 a.m. brought to you by Price Right.
Cayman's Warehouse Shopping Superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's Warehouse Shopping Superstore.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
Access. Community. News and information. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. The immigration amnesty for people who've overstayed their right to remain in the country is now at its halfway point.
So far, the people that have come in, they were really receptive to it. We've had some longer-term overstayers, actually. The very first person who turned himself in was a gentleman who was overstaying 10 years. So you're not talking about a short period of time. The day after he left, another person was overstaying 13 years left. So you're talking about longer-term overstayers. Numbers overall, though, are not what we would like to see. Mm-hmm. We want to encourage the public, check your documents, make sure that you are legal, and if you're not, come and see us.
Assistant Chief Immigration Officer Joey Scott speaking on Radio Cayman's Talk Today earlier this week. The amnesty program allows overstayers to leave the country without penalty before the end of the month. If you need more information, you can contact the Confidential Information Hotline. The number is 1-800-534-2546 or email legalm@gov.ky. Ex-offender turned entrepreneur George Roper says he thinks government should find a way to lessen the number of returning Caymanians participating in the NICE program each year. The National Community Enhancement Program provides temporary jobs for unemployed Caymanians.
If returning Caymaners are keep coming in here for jobs, which means majority of the times they're unemployed, can't get jobs, and this is their only hope. No, you cannot feed your family or provide for your family on a one-off situation. So that's what the problem is for me right now. We need to have something that is consistent and something that is equitable for our young people.
Mr. Roper says if the program fails to live out its legitimate purpose, then crime might escalate to dangerous levels.
We all know that in the absence of employment, you will have an uprising crime.
The Summer Works program ends next week. The double album of the Cayman Islands folk singers and Northside Kitchen Band has officially been released. At Thursday's launch party held at Grand Ole House, CNCF's Marcia Mutu tells Radio Cayman it's been a long time coming for the double CD called Come Back Home.
And so we're hoping that people are going to use it for several different reasons, that they're going to enjoy the music because it really is beautiful music, that they're going to maybe use it as a way of remembering some things about how Cayman used to be. Tells the Caymanian story, really.
The Folk Singers is a company of amateur singers and musicians dedicated primarily to preserving, celebrating, and propagating the musical traditions of Cayman. Now to the BBC for newsmaking headlines around the world. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm April Cummings.
BBC News with Eileen McHugh. The cricketer turned politician Imran Khan is being elected as Pakistan's Prime Minister by the country's National Assembly. Mr Khan is the leader of the PTI party, which gained the most seats in July's elections. Indian authorities say more than 860 people have been killed by the current monsoon season. One of the worst-hit areas is Kerala State in the southwest, said to be experiencing its heaviest rainy season in a century. About 250 people have died there. The World Health Organization is having trouble in identifying victims of the latest Ebola outbreak in eastern Congo. The security situation in the volatile province of North Kivu is preventing aid workers from reaching some areas. 44 people have died from the disease. The United States and the European Union have condemned the brutal treatment of members of parliament by the military in Uganda. A US embassy statement asked the Ugandan government to respect the human rights of all of its citizens. The EU called for an end to oppression. The King of Spain has attended a ceremony in Barcelona to mark the first anniversary of an Islamist militant attack that killed 16 people. King Felipe also met survivors and relatives of the victims. Despite pleas to keep politics out of the event, Catalan separatists unfurled a banner saying the Spanish king is not welcome in the Catalan countries. The value of the Turkish lira has fallen again following warnings from Washington of further sanctions against Turkey's detention of an American pastor, Andrew Brunson. At one point, the lira lost as much as 9% against the dollar. And China's Communist Party has sacked several senior regional officials and promised to punish a pharmaceutical firm over the sale of substandard vaccines for babies. The firm, Changsheng Biotechnology, had sold 500,000 doses, twice as many as originally thought. BBC News.
Access. Information. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
From happy beginnings to happy ever after,
BritK protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
95% of claims settled in 5 days.
Low-cost life insurance.
And investments.
Security in retirement.
With a custodian pension plan.
For happy beginnings and a happy ever after,
visit BritK.ky or call 949-8699.
BritK, where people come first.
All right, Ray, are we ready for our next USA?
The topic we're going to have is Patterson, farm soldier. Thought we'd focus on one of our Cayman characters.
Ray, we have some characters in our society, people that the community needs to be reminded of. Mr. Patterson is one of those.
Yeah, and then people who say characters. The legendary Patterson, the farm soldier.
We all have our stories. We all remember first encounter coming from and going to school. The man is a legend.
Yes, we need people to call in and tell us some of the Patterson stories and things like that.
As we celebrate, respect, and pay homage to what I think was a great character in our society.
Join us this Friday.
This Friday already?
This Friday already. See What's Saying show. And the topic is Patterson. Make sure you call in. Make sure you listen.
All right. This Friday, we have a special guest to help us to navigate our historical record.
We hope.
We hope. If not,
join us anyway. See what the car wreck will be.
There you go. This Friday, See What I'm Saying.
Wow, looks good. What is that?
Chicken chair.
What did you just say to me?
Chicken chair.
I am not a chicken.
Whoa! I said chicken share. It's from KFC. Bucket of 12 hot wings, 6 pieces of chicken, or 8 tenders. KFC chicken share. Just $12 each.
Oh.
Want some chicken, tenders, or hot wings?
You're sharing your chicken share with me? The new chicken share from KFC. Just $12 each. And it's finger-licking good. Dine at KFC Baytown Plaza, KFC Shedden Road, or KFC at the Strand.
Young World Fashion going out of business sale. Everything must go. All stocks reduced. Up to 75% on all items. We would like to thank you, our valued customers, for their patronage over the many years. Young World Fashions is located on Eastern Avenue. Everything must go.
It's going down for it.
Call 949-6313. Young World Fashions going out of business sale. Up to 75% on all remaining items. Everything must go.
In financial news, world stock markets turned lower during European trading hours as investors worried again about Turkey's financial trouble. Asian stocks rose on news that China is preparing to resume trade discussions with the U.S. Brent's FTSE 100 fell 0.3% to 7,537. Dow and S&P 500 futures were both down 0.1%. Turkey's currency fell again, trading down about 5% after the U.S. threatened to impose more sanctions, and Turkey said it would retaliate. The diplomatic dispute is about an American pastor jailed in Turkey and is worsening financial concerns about Turkey, which has high debt and inflation. The country's problems are not expected to pose a major threat to European or U.S. markets, but investors have become more cautious in the past week. China will be sending a trade envoy to Washington later this month in a fresh attempt to end the trade dispute before it causes major damage to the global economy. The two sides haven't talked since early June. After the latest round of talks failed to produce much progress, both countries put taxes on $34 billion in each other's imports. The tariffs are set to rise next week, and both countries have threatened even larger increases as early as September. Google CEO tells employees the company is not close to launching a search in China in the wake of media reports claiming Google was building a censored app. He did reportedly acknowledge Google has been a, quote, exploration stage for a while and says they're exploring many options. For Radio Cayman's Financial News, I'm April Cummings.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you.
This August at Kirk Home Center, protect your electronics with Power Surge Protector Strips for $8.59. Keep current this hurricane season with a portable generator for $286.79. Chef up your favorite dishes in the 14-piece Tefal nonstick cookware set for $80.69. Store yard items away and create seating space with a deck box for $89.49.
Kirk's Home Center. You got a great deal in store for you.
Your weather update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery, creating elegant bathrooms with European-style fixtures and fittings.
Good morning. Taking a look at the weather outside. Temperatures currently at 86 degrees. Relative humidity is at 80%. Barometric pressure is at 30.07 inches and rising. Winds are coming out from the east-northeast at 40 knots. Overnight lows, 81 degrees. Real feel on outside is going to be 95 degrees. Synopsis indicates isolated showers and thunder showers are expected across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as the upper level flow supports localized showers over the Cayman area. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area moving west. Forecast for today, partly cloudy skies, becoming cloudy at times with 30% chances of showers, possible thunder as well. Temperatures will rise to the low 90s. Winds will be east to southeast 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight with moderate wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Taking a look at tonight, partly cloudy skies, 30% chances of showers, possible thunder as well. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be easterly 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. High tide takes place today at 4:18 p.m. Low tide at 10:28 p.m. tonight. Sunset takes place today at 6:50 p.m. Sunrise is at 6:08. Outlook is for similar weather conditions through Sunday morning. That has been your latest update brought to you by Brand Source.
Your weather update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery, creating elegant bathrooms with European-style fixtures and fittings. Babe, not tonight. I need to be rested for all-day meetings tomorrow.
What are you talking about? I was almost asleep.
You keep poking me, and I can't sleep.
That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about. Not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dawson Drive, Industrial Park.
And with a look at the traffic on the outside, if coming in from the east-west arterial way, off Shamrock Road, heading towards Lantern Point, things are beginning to slow down as you head to that first roundabout over there. A little further up the road by Kings, traffic flowing moderately. As you're heading out towards the Linford Pearson Highway, expect some delays a little further up the road. Taking a look at the Owen Roberts Drive, traffic is all clear heading in towards the airport. Clear traffic as well in town by Shedden Road and Edward Street. Smooth flow of traffic coming out of West Bay near the Ritz area. If you happen to be around CNB, moderate flow of traffic in all directions. Things are beginning to slow down a little bit by the airport and Bobby Thompson Way, so use caution when merging. And taking a look at the Butterfield roundabout, moderate flow of traffic in all directions as you head towards Godfrey Nixon Way, Industrial Park. Also, things are stop and go at the street light there by Eastern Avenue. That's your latest traffic update.
This Saturday evening, August 18th, come out to the South Coast Bar and Grill in Breakers. There will be live entertainment by Rexy and the Impulse Band, including Lammy, Renee Peter Dixon from Cayman Brack, and many more guest performers. Music starts at 6 p.m. and admission is by a small donation to help needy musicians. So come out this Saturday evening, August 18th at 6 p.m. for live entertainment with Rexy and the Impulse Band at South Coast Bar and Grill, with guest performers Lammy and yes, Brackers, Peter Dixon from the Brack. This Saturday night at South Coast Bar and Grill in Breakers at 6 p.m. Admission by a small donation at the door.
Tune in to Radio Cayman every morning at 7:20 a.m. for your daily weather update. Proudly brought to you by Miller's Plumbing and Accessories. With over 47 years of experience, they'll get the job done for you on time. Free estimate. Miller's Plumbing and Accessories. Call them at 949-4709 for a free estimate.
With Radio Cayman Sports, I'm April Cummings. It's now called artistic swimming in international competition. But for the team members of Caymanite Synchro, synchronized swimming requires more physical stamina and coordination than a typical art form. Synchronized swimming requires elements of gymnastics, dance, competitive cheerleading, and speed swimming. The sport also entails swimmers performing a routine synchronized to music. If you're interested in learning more about the sport, head synchro coach Alyssa Moberg says you can check out her Intro to Synchro clinic later this month.
The sport is new here, so there's a lot of unknowns, and while somebody might think that their child, would really excel at it, I want to give athletes and parents a chance to actually, meet members of the team, ask questions. They can meet myself and they can ask questions to me. They can try out different synchro elements. They can feel what it's like to do the sport. So I teach an hour-long clinic, essentially, and I have current team members that help run it. So it's a great way to get introduced to the team, and so that before somebody signs up, they have an idea of what they're getting into, what the sport's like, and what the families are like. And I think this year we're probably going to have just over 40 swimmers on the team.
The next Intro to Synchro clinic will be held on August 27th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Camana Bay Sports Complex pool. And kudos for the Under-15 girls national football team from CIFA President Alfredo Whitaker on their performance in the 2018 CONCACAF Girls Under-15 Championships.
Very, very proud of them. The girls, we follow the rules. There is a rule there in that competition that states that every member of the team or every national team player must play 60 minutes. We follow that rule. We give all of our girls the exposure. We give them the opportunity to participate in that international tournament, following up on other teams that made it a little bit farther than us. There is proof that none of them follow that rule. So I'm proud of our coaching staff. I'm proud of our performance, and believe me, very, very soon, the Cayman Islands will be in that group that tries to dominate female colonial football in the Caribbean.
The teams had 2 wins and 2 losses in their first competitive tournament as a national team. For Radio Cayman Sports, I'm April Cummings.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orit Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
And welcome back to For the Record. I'm Donna Bush in for Mr. Orit Connor this beautiful Friday morning here in the Cayman Islands. I have the pleasure of joining us this morning, the Honourable Joseph Hugh, Minister for Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, as well as Acting Minister of Human Resources, Immigration and Community Affairs, Mr. Austin Harris. Also joining us is Mr. Levi Allen. He is the Training and Development Officer or person in charge of training and development at the Public Works Department, as well as the project manager for the NICE program. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. We want to focus first out of the gate on the NICE program. Minister Hugh, can you give those listeners out there who may not know what the NICE program is and what the acronym stands for a little bit of background on it for us, please?
Yeah, thank you, Donna. The NICE program, as it has evolved into over the last couple of years, used to be referred to as the Christmas cleanup. Yes. The previous government, and again this administration, felt that it was timely and important to provide the opportunities for persons that, for whatever reasons, may be between employment or may be unemployed, or perhaps those who are unable to maintain full employment all of the time, to have an opportunity to earn some money as well as provide a service to the community in beautifying our islands. We have evolved that now into where this government has decided that we want to run this program twice a year.
Yes.
With one cohort in the summer, where we think it's important and useful to provide a bit of income just before kids are heading back to school and the expenses that come along with that, as well as preparing the country for the upcoming tourism season, and as well focusing on some of the debris, heavier debris, as we know we're getting into the busy time of the hurricane season for this region. So we've decided to hold the program twice a year. The program runs, again, as I said, to provide employment, to provide a service to the community, but equally to afford an opportunity for persons who may have been out of the workforce for a while to retool a bit, to get used to going into work, to feeling motivated, perhaps a bit more hope, because sometimes we do lose hope for whatever reasons, and just to give them a sense of purpose. And on the job, Mr. Levi here will speak more about what is expected, but it is ran like a proper employment opportunity.
Right.
They're trained, they're supervised, they're held accountable for their actions, and they run through the training through the cleanup program. An added element, and I don't want to take away all of the fireworks from everyone, but an added element over the last couple of programs has been that we are identifying persons within the program to continue on with government. We also know of persons in the program that have had the opportunities through being seen out in the program or through referrals from the supervisors to gain employment from the private sector as well. So overall, we think that it's an excellent opportunity to provide a service to the country, to provide employment on a short-term basis for those who, for whatever reason, may be unemployed at the moment, and as well as to help, in some instances, kickstart or renew a person's inspiration and hope to gain full-time employment.
And I might add that, the fact that we as a country, have an economy that's strong enough and we have a surplus that we can afford to be able to do this is another great thing, because I'm sure there are many countries where they'd love to be able to do such programs and simply are not able to afford it. So I think that's definitely an added bonus that we're able to do that. So, Mr. Levi, you are the project manager for NICE. Tell us a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes leading up to this program once a year and now twice a year. When you first heard about, from the government, hey, we're going to do this a second time, we're going to add the summer session. Well, what did you think? What went through your mind? Because I'm sure a lot of work goes into this.
Thank you, Ms. Donna. So the initial thought was, wow, it's so nice, we have to do it twice.
That's a good one.
So we recognize that this would be significant challenge because, as you know, this happens while the regular work goes on.
Yes.
But we recognize also that it is a testament to government's confidence that we're able to deliver an effective and productive program. So we embrace it wholeheartedly. We assembled the team and we got cracking. Mm-hmm. Prior to the start of a program, there's a significant amount of work that has to be done because, as you know, we have to process several applications. Mm-hmm. But before even getting to processing those applications, we have to put preparations in place. We have to secure equipment, materials, tools for these persons, have them organized, have these equipments vetted, have them prepared and ready for distribution. We have to organize a efficient, well-running registration activity. Mm-hmm. We have to provide training for these persons because how the program is run, as Minister says, is akin to any employment opportunity. And so persons are not being given a handout, as I've heard some people say.
Okay.
They actually do a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. Mm-hmm. And the program has to be organized because if you're going to transition people back to work, they have to have the sense the minute they engage with the program that this is a professionally run operation, just as any other organization. And by being able to survive these rigors, they will be more equipped and ready for full-time employment.
So do you have any numbers on exactly how many people? Of course you would. Can you give us the numbers on how many people actually applied this year and how many actually got hired, as well as I know that the criteria for applicants on who could be hired was tweaked this year. Can you address those two things for
Well,
me?
the eligibility requirements are that you have to be Caymanian and you have to be unemployed. Yes. We are also extending the opportunity to spouses of Caymanians because clearly a Caymanian household needs to be taken care of.
Yes.
So those are basically the eligibility requirements: unemployed Caymanians and spouses of Caymanians. This summer, we have a significant reduction in the number of applicants, about 25% less actually. So the number of applicants this year are circa 460. We are currently still doing labor allocations and assignments for work starting on Monday. Mm-hmm. So, at present, applications are around 460. On Monday, before Monday, obviously, we'll be contacting all workers who have been assigned. And on Monday, we will be able to do reviews as to a number of persons who have turned up. Because one interesting fact is that even while we're undergoing this process, persons are being employed because a number of these persons aren't necessarily long-term unemployed. Some of these persons are between employment.
Right.
And already between registration day and today, we've had about 4 persons who, when we've contacted them for confirmation, they've said, actually, I won't need the opportunity anymore because I've gained employment.
Oh, that's great.
So we'll be able to give you some further feedback later on during the project as to the actual number of persons who end up working on the project. But our application numbers are around 460 at the moment.
Okay, Minister Hugh, I just knowing a little bit of background on the NICE project and when it was originally put in place. At one time, you had waiting lists of people. You couldn't, and now you're down to, you can take on all the people that actually apply, which is a testament to how the program has worked and how much unemployment has gone down.
In 2016, we had over 700 people show up on the morning of registration. Mm-hmm. It was a real challenge to divide the work amongst those. So we had to do 3 weeks. Extended an extra week in order to ensure that everyone got at least a week's work out of the program.
Okay.
So fast forward from that, to where we are now with 467 applicants. And as Mr. Allen just said, already 4 have said, I've found employment as well. I actually spoke to a person yesterday who had been assigned to start next week, not this Monday, but in the second week, and he has found employment as well. So will most likely not take advantage of the program. So at the end of it, the numbers may end up a bit less. And as Mr. Allen also said, there are those who simply just don't show up, or may show up for the first day and not show up again. And we want to, the way the program is ran, the way we have it designed, is that we don't want to just discard those persons as well, because we do have the National Workforce Development Agency as a partner in this.
Yes.
And so I'd like to see us pass on that information to the National Workforce Development Agency so they can do their investigations as to what are the reasons why these persons are unable to commit to the employment.
Mm-hmm.
So it has evolved over the years, and, I'm very happy to see the numbers going down, because this was never intended to be some sort of quick fix, or this was never intended to be the answer to unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
But it certainly, while providing a service to the country, gives us a good steer on where we are with unemployment for persons in this category.
Yeah. So, Mr. Levi, as you get ready for Monday, what's going to be a very busy 2 weeks, what do you base an extension of? Maybe I should ask the minister this: when do you decide whether you need to add another week to the program? Is that determined on the numbers? Is that determined? Is it determined by the numbers of persons who've actually?
No, in 2016, I think it was, we didn't know what to expect.
High numbers.
So now we actually have, the Cabinet actually passed a budget for the annual program, for the 2 programs.
Okay.
So now we work within the budget. And depending on how many people come out, some people may get 2 weeks, some people get 1 week. We do as much as we can within the budget. And so we're steered by that budget.
And as soon as you turn around and this is over, you have Christmas.
Yes. So we considered this when we met with the project team. We shared that this is a dress rehearsal for Christmas, because every time we do this program, we seek to improve.
Yes.
We seek to become more efficient. We seek to find additional ways to impact our clients.
Mm-hmm.
As Minister mentioned, this year we're seeking to do a number of new things, including we have over the years rated and evaluated the workers and provided this information to agencies such as NWDA or any partnering agencies who are seeking employees coming out of the program. But this year we are actually going to be giving the participants themselves some sort of certification identifying that, yes, I went through a appropriate work preparation program. It's not a fulsome skills training program of any sort, really. It's getting a person ready for the basics of everyday work, safety, work practices, etc. So they'll be provided with verification that they have gone through that. Then, as they're evaluated throughout the program, they'll be rated. Their performance will be rated. And in this certification and reference, which will be provided for each worker, they will be able to identify, yes, I have gone through a work program, I was reliable, I was on time, I performed to the appropriate standards, my work ethic was on par with expectations of industry. And this will give persons an additional tool to gain longer-term employment. And we felt that this is another step we could take to help persons to transition back into full-time employment. And the project team is comprised of various departments across government. It's a testament, I believe, to what government can do, what a world-class civil service can do when we work collaboratively and not in silos. We have the Public Works Department represented. We have the Department of Environmental Health represented. We have the National Roads Authority represented as the 3 agencies who will be supervising the work under some excellent managers that they have in these departments. And we also have the National Workforce Development Agency involved in the project. We have government's finance and treasury team involved. We have the Ministry of CPI, which is managing the project. Several minister personnel are involved, such as our Deputy Chief Officer. And we also have significant involvement from the Ministry of Human Resources as well, which of course spans the NWDA, but other persons from the ministry are also involved. So it's a collaborative effort. And by doing it this way, we also create greater opportunities for the persons on this program. When government works in that sort of joint up way, it really ends up in positive results for the participants.
Yeah. I just have to, say that the governor's office as well has been very instrumental in coordinating this and in assisting us, and they were very open to the idea that I think it was the director at Public Works gave me a call and said, hey, we have some positions coming up. Instead of going through the normal recruitment process, why don't we hold on to those positions until the NICE program, and then we can use that as a trial, and we'll select people from that.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
the Miss Gloria McFeel-Nixon Parks and the acting governor, Mr. Madison, are very supportive of that idea. So this is, we've evolved to another point now where we're having this twice a year. We can look forward to if there are positions opening up or new positions coming, that we can actually use the program to recruit those persons.
When you speak of recruiting, do we have any numbers on how many people have gone through the program that may still have full employment with the civil service at this point, or how many we plan to bring on? You plan to bring on after this particular session?
Well, Minister had shared earlier that in recent years, approximately 20 persons have gained employment directly through this program. The most recent onboarding is just a couple of weeks ago when the Public Works Department took on about 3 persons who were recruited based on this program. And it was really a joy, a sense of success to see these persons, many of whom had challenges with longer-term employment in the past, who have come into their own over the past few years and are now being onboarded.
And there's also the opportunity. Some of it is it's not all full-time employment, but each department may have small projects that they would like to carry out after the NICE program, and so they recruit from within, and it could be anywhere from 1 month to 6 months that we do short-term contracts, but it is providing that employment and again that opportunity for the person to get back into the workforce and make themselves seen and be public and take advantage of other opportunities that may come along as a result of that.
All right. Well, we're going to continue our discussion here on the NICE program right after this break. If you'd like to give us a call, please do so at 1-800-534-8255. That's toll free. Or 949-8037. You can even WhatsApp, text, or voice note us on 925-3261. We'll be right back with more.
Did you hear that Vant Motors has your sale going on now? And you get your choice on the money you'll save on your new car or truck?
My sale? My choice? Really?
Yeah! And they have lots of cars on sale. Some up to $7,000 off.
Sounds pretty good.
It gets even better. You can choose to take the full discount, or you can get some or all of it as cash back.
Extra cash back would be great.
Exactly. And you can even use the savings to extend your warranty or service plan so you'll drive worry-free for years longer.
Another good idea.
If you want to upgrade with something like a new roof rack or backup camera, you can choose that too.
Wow, I get to choose?
Yeah, that's why it's your sale, your choice. Going on now at Vant Motors on Walkers Road, while stocks last.
The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, in association with the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, presents Steve Higgins and Friends in Embracing Romance. An elegant evening with Dahlia Winter, April Marr, Amaya Lewis, and Steve Higgins. Sunday, September 2nd at the Marriott Beach Resort, 7 Mile Beach at 6 p.m. sharp. Come hear impeccable performances of timeless love songs, punctuated by riveting, stunning creative dance in a classy, romantic evening. Tickets at Funky Tangs or Super Stitch and Virtue, or call 916 65008. That's Embracing Romance, Sunday, September 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Marriott Beach Resort with Steve Higgins and friends. Proceeds will go to the Cayman Islands Cancer Society and the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
Sponsored by Harney's, NCB Capital Markets, S&P, Auger, and Radio Cayman.
The Cayman Pharmacy Group provides you with more than just prescriptions. We strive to make your health our concern. We recognize the complexities of pharmaceuticals and the need to personalize your care. That is why we offer personalized one-on-one counseling. Our pharmacists are here to assist you with questions you may have about your health and the medications you've been prescribed. With West Bay Pharmacy and CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, the Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. We care about your health.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record with your host, Auret Connor.
And welcome back to For the Record. If you're just joining us, I'm Donna Bush in for Mr. Auret Connor this Friday. If you're just tuning in, I have with me in studio the Honourable Joseph Hew, Minister for Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, as well as Acting Minister of Human Resources, Immigration and Community Affairs, Mr. Austin Harris, and Mr. Levi Allen. He is the project manager for the NICE program, as well as in charge of training and development at the Public Works Department. Gentlemen, once again, thanks for joining us. We've just been talking about the NICE program, and I wanted to find out about, just to give our listeners an inclination as to the demographics or the people who are actually coming out to apply for the NICE program, to be a part of that, not only during the summer session, which is the first time we're doing this, but certainly during the Christmas session. What are we looking at, Mr. Harris?
Sure. First of all, good morning to you, Donna. Pleasure again to be in studios with you. Certainly I'm excited to partner or be one of the ministry partners in this NICE cleanup, which, as the minister pointed out and Mr. Allen, is very much a full court press. This is an example of a multitude of government departments working together for a single purpose, which is, as has been stated, not intended to be a long-term solution to unemployment. We agree it is a short-term solution, but it addresses the needs of those in the here and now. It provides, as the minister stated, again, a bit of important income for persons as they prepare to go back to school. But also, we all agree that the state of uncleanliness and garbage in this country has reached, an incredible stage. And why not clean up the island in the process? So yes. It is serving multiple purposes. I am here largely in I guess assisting capacity from an employment standpoint, and I'm happy to provide the demographics to your listeners. Taking a look at the 2017 Christmas cleanup, the youngest person to apply in their registration of what was 606 persons was 18 years old. The oldest was 80 years old. The average age of the participants was 41 years old. We had a total of, in 2017 Christmas, 386 males, which is 63% of the overall number, compared to 220 females, or 36%. There were again, the numbers are significant. Those persons registering for the first time at Christmas, 37%, or 228 persons, were brand new, versus 377 persons, or 63%, who participated in the programs in the past. We have obviously we can provide you the breakdown via age, but I think perhaps the breakdown in districts I think are more important.
Yes.
The Christmas cleanup starting in East End, the total registration was 7%, or 43 persons in East End, 33 persons from North Side, 96 persons from Bordentown. Obviously, Georgetown and West Bay dominated the registration process. Georgetown at 39% with 234 persons, and West Bay with 33%, or 200 persons, making up the overall 606 number. That 606 number in 2017, but yet reflecting on what is the initial numbers that we're seeing for the summer program shows, as the minister pointed out, that unemployment is improving. The initial numbers, and whilst we don't have all of the demographics for the present program that is underway, but certainly when it is over, we will have those numbers and happy to provide them. But we look at the present summer program that is underway now, and we're seeing a 23% decrease in the number of total applicants from 606 to 467. In those demographics, again, we have, starting with the districts, East End, 36 applicants, North Side, 26 applicants, Bordentown, 75 applicants, West Bay, 159, and Georgetown, 171. So whilst Georgetown and West Bay, again, continue to dominate the registrations, it is important to know that these numbers are falling. And I think when the public sees the most recent statistics out of the Economic and Statistics Office, that too will also represent that unemployment is going down. And that means that whilst perhaps we aren't at that 0% unemployment that is the goal, certainly the government over the last two administrations, and I state that again, over the last two administrations, have started to make an impact. And certainly on the unemployment side, things are looking good. They are decreasing. We could get better. And as Mr. Levi pointed out, at the end of this process, at least 20 persons will be given an opportunity for full-time employment. I'd like to think with other programs currently underway, one of which is the iguana culling process, that we can see opportunities for more persons. I think persons might have to explain to me, like I'm a 5-year-old, what special qualifications an individual needs to catch iguanas. But if we incorporate the iguana cull where we're going to need more persons, not less, then again I see further opportunity for those persons who would otherwise take advantage of the nice cleanup to again find more long-term and consistent work. But again I state very clearly, because the government is fully cognizant of this and in agreement with the opposition, this has or is not intended as a long-term solution. It is a short-term solution. I think if we were to use the words of the opposition, it's a Band-Aid solution. The government fully agrees with that. However, we must recognize that even a Band-Aid serves a purpose, and it stops the hemorrhaging for a while. Whilst we've discussed the public and the social commentary, the only question that I have is, since when is giving someone an opportunity a bad thing? And what universe is giving someone something who has nothing, even if it is for a short period of time, a bad thing? And certainly in that regard, I have to congratulate and compliment Mr. Levi Allen, the Public Works Department, the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Human Resources, the Deputy Governor's Office, the Public Works Department, the Portfolio of the Civil Service, for working collaboratively for one purpose, to give our Caymanians an opportunity when they have none.
And I mean, speaking on a global stage, it's ideally you want unemployment to be at 0%, but is that realistic? I mean, we all want that, but will we ever get there? If you look across the globe, it's just not something that happens. Do you know what I mean? So
no, absolutely. I think in the Cayman Islands context, we are closer to that goal.
Absolutely.
Will we be able to achieve zero unemployment? Certainly it is the goal that the Ministry of Human Resources has set for itself.
Yes.
But we have to, in the case of unemployment and the demographics of the persons that make up the unemployed, at some point in time, maybe not on this show, but at some point in time, we need to have an honest conversation about what are the demographics of the unemployed. Particularly, though, on this show, and again to address some of the public and social commentary on this nice program, which has been led thus far by the opposition, I'd like to talk about the programs that are working, the investments that the government has made in the previous administration and continues to make in this administration, how many persons have received retooling skills, employment skills, employability skills, because I hear the conversation, and we heard this, whether it be before the election, after the election, certainly over the last 2 terms, Cayman needs a vocational school. The reality is, Donna, that there are a number of both public and private sector vocational programs that are in existence today. Mm-hmm. And again, hopefully at some point this morning I can share some of those numbers, which suggest that a lot is being done. And again, when we look at the numbers of the present NICE cleanup, 23% reduction in the number of persons registered. That tells me that unemployment is going down. It's not going down at the pace that I think a lot of people would like, but there is progress. We are moving forward. We're not spinning our wheels, or worse, we're not going in reverse.
Yes, absolutely. So, Mr. Levi, back to you, sir. As Monday approaches quickly, what are the expectations for those workers that have been hired as part of the program?
Okay. Well, firstly, Ms. Donna, I must segue on something that Acting Minister Harris mentioned just now. In seeking to constantly improve what we're able to do with the NICE project, as he mentioned, we will be providing opportunities for persons who have performed well on the project to participate in a follow-on project being managed by the Ministry of Housing, the Ministry of Housing, Ministry of Housing, Environment, Culture, and Ministry of Health, Environment, Culture, and Housing. That's a mouthful. And we're partnering with them to provide recommendations on persons who are suitable for that project. We're also partnering with them to provide some training of these persons whilst they're on the project. So we recognize that, working, as I mentioned earlier, in a joint-up fashion, assisting other entities that are working at the same objective will certainly benefit our clients. So on Monday, when these persons come in, they're expected to show up for work at 7 a.m. Earlier, actually. Work starts at 7 a.m., so they have to assemble prior to that. They have various assembly points across the island. We are carrying out works in all 5 districts on Grand Cayman. So each worker will be assigned a work crew in one of the 3 departments, and they will be assigned a supervisor who they're to report to at 7 a.m. They'll work throughout the day. They'll take a break for lunch. We've provided lunch for the workers and constant hydration throughout the day. And then they'll complete work by 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's a full day's work, and they are paid based on the hours they work. So if they turn up for work late, they will be paid for the hours they actually work. Yes. And if they work for the full day, they'll be paid for the full day. And so the work is not easy. It is challenging work. Much of it is manual labor. But they are provided with both equipment and training to ensure that they remain safe, get back home to their families safe, put in a solid day's work, and do it all again the next day.
All right, Mr. Allen, it's been a pleasure to have you here with us on For the Record. I understand you have to leave, but I will be honored to continue the conversation and discussion with our Honorable Minister Hugh, Minister for Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, as well as Acting Minister for Human Resources, Immigration and Community Affairs, Mr. Austin Harris, right after the break here on For the Record. Please stay with us.
Oh, my acid reflux is killing me.
Why don't you get something from the grocery store?
I need something better than any generic quick fix.
You should go to West Bay Pharmacy and have a brief consultation with the pharmacist. I went in last week and within minutes I was back in the car and on the road. And you know what? No more acid reflux.
How long did it take you?
Minutes. Here, give them a call at 945-0777.
West Bay Pharmacy is just around the corner with everything you need in the hours you need it. Visit us today for fast, efficient, and professional service. We are here as a team to assist you while taking care of your health. Call us today or visit our website at caymanpharmacy.com.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on ensuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
Did you hear that Vamped Motors has your sale going on now? And you get your choice on the money you'll save on your new car or truck?
My sale? My choice? Really?
Yeah! And they have lots of cars on sale. Some up to $7,000 off.
Sounds pretty good.
It gets even better. You can choose to take the full discount or you can get some or all of it as cash back.
Extra cash back would be great.
Exactly. And you can even use the savings to extend your warranty or service plan so you'll drive worry-free for years longer.
Another good idea. idea.
If you want to upgrade with something like a new roof rack or backup camera, you can choose that too.
Wow, I get to choose?
Yeah, that's why it's your sale, your choice. Going on now at Vamt Motors on Walkers Road, while stocks last.
Hello, Cayman. My name is Saleha Green. I'm your contestant number 1, representing Georgetown.
It's Leticia Bush. I am contestant number 2, and I'm representing Bordentown.
Contestant number 3, Trinity Dixon, representing Bordentown.
My name is Aaliyah Harrison, and I'm representing the beautiful district of West Bay.
I'm Caitlin Seymour, contestant number 5, representing the district of Bordentown.
You're listening to Radio Cayman.
Join us on August 25th for the 30th annual Miss Teen Cayman Islands pageant held at the Lion Center.
Be there! Be there!
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record with Orit Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Record. I wasn't quite honest when I said that Mr. Levi Allen would be leaving us. He's actually still here. And I'm happy that he's here with us to discuss other training initiatives that are taking place around the NICE project and as an offset to that particular project. Mr. Levi, you wish to continue and tell us a little bit. I think Minister Hugh was saying that you had an actual story to share that we think the listening public would like to hear.
Okay. Yes, Minister Hugh had and I had a discussion earlier about one occurrence that happened at the registration day where we were looking at the applicants for the program. And I recognized one of the youngsters who has done some internship with us in the past in the department. Mm-hmm. And, I queried, of him why he was registering, right, because I thought he was in full-time education. Mm-hmm. And he indicated that he was no longer in full-time education. So he was, recommended to come and sign up on the program. So fortunately, I was able to recognize him, and I indicated to him that, hey, listen, we have something better for you. Someone such as yourself who is interested in developing yourself and longer-term education. So we were able to pull him, and he's going to be registered for our apprenticeship program. We have a full-time apprenticeship program in construction skills at the department, and he is an excellent candidate for that. When he would have been with us as a student and come on as an intern, we would have evaluated him, and I recall that he was one of them who had an interest in the industry. Yeah. And so he is the ideal sort of candidate for that program. So, short-term employment for him, was not the end game. His end game is gaining a career in the construction industry. So that's what we're going to be ensuring that happens.
That's great. Right place, right time.
Yes. So
go ahead, Minister.
On the Public Works apprenticeship program, Donna, Mr. Allen and Mr. Max Jones over at Public Works are very passionate about this. And when they came, or when I visited Public Works, and they expressed to me the opportunities ahead of us with this apprenticeship program and the opportunity to become a City and Guilds recognized training program, we jumped at it immedely. And I'm happy to say that the government supported me in this, and we were able to allocate some $495,000 towards building a purpose-built training room and getting the equipment that we need to become a City and Guilds certified training program. And the success that we've had and the support of the private sector has been tremendous. And I think this program will serve to grow and to develop our young people for many, many years to come and fill a much needed gap in our skill sets to take advantage of some of the opportunities that are coming up as development continues through the country.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I know that Mr. Harris mentioned earlier about, persons complaining about, the lack of vocational and technical training for persons. But I think it's safe to say that it's hard not to find a program on island, such as, the PWD's training initiative. you can't say that there are no programs available. There's programs available for everybody. You just have to seek them. You have to contact people. You have to make calls and go to places to be able to find them, and not just say, oh, they're just not available. So speaking of the PWD program, which I know a lot about, I think it's a magnificent program, and I'm sure that you all appreciate the fact that the minister and the ministry fully support this.
Yes.
Tell our listeners out there a little bit about this program.
Okay, so over the years, the department has been involved in training young people in the construction skills. But of course, we would have been limited by what we're able to accommodate in the normal course of business. Mm-hmm. So some years ago, we started a program where we were able to take in a number of youngsters and prepare them on a robust program, getting them ready for employment in the construction industry. The ministry recognized this and has supported us famously. We've gotten extensive support from the Deputy Governor's office as well. The Deputy Governor himself has been almost like a patron and has really thrown all support behind the program. And so to date, we have completed one full cohort already when we ran the pilot previously, and we're currently in another cohort of 15 youngsters studying construction skills at 2 levels. We believe that partnership with the wider industry is the key, and so it's not a program that's being run in isolation or in a vacuum. We have private sector partners. We are in the construction industry, but we have private sector partners on board already who participate in the development of these learners. And what's interesting about the program is that we have a mentorship component to the program, and this is vital because a number of our technicians, as they mature, as they get older, this is an excellent opportunity for them to pass on their skills to the younger folk. And so each learner in the program is assigned a mentor who is a seasoned technician in the department, who is an expert in their particular field, and they are responsible for honing the practical skills of these learners. Each learner, of course, gets the benefit of full-time technical instruction. We have a technical instructor on board. We partner with the Cayman Islands Further Education Center, that's CIFEC. We have technical instructors and related skills instructors there as well. Mm-hmm. So the learners are treated to a rounded program of both theoretical knowledge as well as practical skills exposure and mentorship in the practical skills. And then our private sector industry partners are on board, and so it doesn't become a case of asking persons, okay, would you like to hire a youngster? It's a case of saying to them, no, you can't have that one. That one is remaining in the department, and you can have the other.
Okay, I think we have a caller. Do we have one caller in the air? Do we have a caller in the air? No. Okay. You had a few words to say. And then
I was going to pick up on the mentoring aspect of it. That was certainly a surprise element for me when visiting with the folks at Public Works. The mentors themselves, I think the program was as useful for them as it was for the learners. It certainly, you could see the pride, and you could see that, you could hear from the stories that they actually adopted a role more of a parent than a mentor. They if their student didn't show up, many of them picked their students up in the morning. If their student didn't show up, they went to look for them. They helped them through challenges. They counseled them. There were a lot of very heartwarming stories out of the last cohort and their mentors, and it's just amazing to see, how willing and appreciative these mentors are to pass on their skills, their trades, and to help these young people through some. It's a difficult time at that age, and it's challenging, and these gentlemen have certainly stepped up, and lady, I think, as well.
Yes,
and lady have stepped up to really enhance this program and have shown some real class.
Yes, definitely. And as Minister said, there's significant personal gratification and development for the mentors as well, because they themselves undergo a period of training. as a mentor, because they've had to be taught how to evaluate and monitor competence in individuals and the trades. So they themselves have grown, and as Minister said, it is a sense of pride for them. I mean, it's really their program.
Yes.
We just ensure that it's coordinated to the standards, etc. But the mentors or technicians, or most of whom, if not all, Caymanian, are persons who take a certain sense of pride in this. It harkens to the time when many Caymanians would have gone on a period of apprenticeship away at sea or elsewhere. It's nothing new. It's the way it has been done here for years. We're just ensuring that it's done in a way that persons gain relevant certification being required by the industry. And it's probably one of the most exciting and rewarding things we have going on.
All right. Well, it sounds like a really great program. But, gentlemen, we're going to have to take a break here on For the Record. To our viewing, listening audience, we'll be right back with more. Please stay with us.
Radio Cayman. Headline. Radio Cayman's newsroom. Headline. These are the biggest stories right now.
With your latest headlines, I'm April Cummings. The Cayman Islands folk singers and Northside Kitchen Band officially launched their double album. CNCF's Marcia Matu spoke to Radio Cayman at the launch party last night about their hopes.
So we're hoping that people are going to use it for several different reasons, that they're going to enjoy the music because it really is beautiful music, that they're going to maybe use it as a way of remembering some things about how Cayman used to be. Tells the Caymanian story, really.
You can find out more at artscayman.org or email cncf@artscayman.org. In international news, UK lawmakers are urging government to relax rules on e-cigarettes. MPs say the government is missing an opportunity to use them as a tool to quit smoking and cite Public Health England reports, which say e-cigarettes are 95% safer than smoking cigarettes. A woman whose family perished in a deadly Greek forest fire has filed a criminal lawsuit against 7 officials, including Greece's interior minister, asserting they share the blame for the blaze that killed dozens. Barbara Bukaki lost her husband, 11-year-old son, and 13-year-old daughter in the July 23rd fire, which swept through a seaside resort northwest of Athens, killing 96 people. Most died of burns, although several drowned after swimming out to sea to escape the heat and smoke. Germany has reached a deal with Greece to send back some migrants if they have already applied for asylum. That's according to an Interior Ministry spokeswoman who confirms the deal and says that all that's needed now is a formal exchange of letters. She would not, however, provide further details. Those are your headlines. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm April Cummings.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
All right, Ray, are we ready for our next CYC?
The topic we're going to have is Patterson, farm soldier. Thought we'd focus on one of our Cayman characters.
Ray, we have some characters in our society, people that the community needs to be reminded of. Mr. Patterson is one of those.
Yeah, and then people who say characters. The legendary Patterson, the farm soldier.
We all have our stories. We all remember first encounter coming from and going to school. The man is a legend.
Yes, we need people to call in and tell us some of the Patterson stories and things like that.
As we celebrate, respect, and pay homage to what I think was a great character in the society.
Join us this Friday.
This Friday already?
This Friday already. See what's saying show. And the topic is Patterson. Make sure you call in. Make sure you listen.
All right. This Friday, we have a special guest to help us to navigate our historical record.
We hope.
We hope. If not,
join us anyway. See what the car wreck will be.
There you go. This Friday. See what I'm saying.
Are you ready to pace yourself? The Lions Club of Grand Cayman's 7th annual Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life 15-mile walk-run
is Sunday, September 2nd at West Bay Road, Public Beach.
Register today and do your part to help raise awareness for prostate and colon cancer and also raise funds to help support victims and survivors in the Cayman Islands. Registration fee is only $25.
The Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life 15-mile walk run, Sunday, September the 2nd at West Bay Road, Public Beach. Call 917-7223
or visit caymanactive.com to register today.
Initiating system.
For information that matter, For the Record with Orit Connor continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Welcome back to For the Record on this beautiful morning here in the Cayman Islands. If you're just tuning in, I have with me in studio the Honourable Joseph Hugh, Minister for Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, as well as Acting Minister for Human Resources, Immigration and Community Affairs, Mr. Austin Harris. We do have a caller on the air. Caller, thank you for calling For the Record. Do you have a question or comment for our guest this morning? Caller, do you have a question or comment for our guest this morning? All right, it appears that we may have lost a caller. Please do give us a call back if you can at 1-800-534-8255. That's the toll-free number. Or 949-8037. Or you can WhatsApp, text, or voice note us at 925-3261. It looks like the caller may still be on the air. We'll go to them momentarily as soon as we're able to do that. All right. So, gentlemen, we had Mr. Levi Allen from the Public Works Department in to speak to our listening public this morning about the NICE program, the summer session of the NICE program, as well as a program an apprenticeship program that's taken place happening at the Public Works Department. Actually, I understand that we do have two callers on the air now. Caller number one, thank you for calling us. Do you have a question or comment for us this morning?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone there.
Good morning.
I just want to make it
Good morning.
simple. It's good to have you guys on the radio this morning. But, I've been around a while, and in apprenticeship program and all of that, that's good. For a long time, the government been touching and going with these things. Why can't we establish a comprehensive technical school? We establish, so to speak, a good college, university. Why can't we just simply establish a comprehensive technical school? And that's all I want to say.
Thank you, caller.
Again, I hear the caller's remarks, and certainly where there are gaps, the government, through its new HR department, which is Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman, which goes online January 2019, will certainly institute key vocational training for in the wider sense, as a caller may be pointing out, but specifically only where there are gaps. Because let's talk about this for a second. We talked about it earlier on. It's about both managing expectations, but more importantly, managing government costs. Government does not want to find itself in a position where, to the caller's point, and perhaps the wider audience who are still waiting for that building that says Vocational Training Academy on the side before the public will accept that vocational training is available in the Cayman Islands. If we duplicate, then the government is going to be criticized. Well, we've got a vocational training school, but on the back end, they'll say, well, how much are we spending to accomplish this? It is important for the caller and I think the wider listening audience to appreciate just what kind of investment has been made in TVET. Just looking at UCCI, and I heard a lovely commercial on one of the radio stations just this week highlighting this point, and I thought it was very impressive. So congratulations to UCCI, because I believe it gives people information that most do not have. Mm-hmm. At present, the University College of the Cayman Islands has 13 technical and vocational training courses available right now. And just to go through the list, because I think it's important, we've got computer technician, we've got air conditioning repair, electrical fundamentals and licensing preparation. This is a course that will teach you the fundamentals but get you towards becoming a licensed electrician. We have fundamentals of construction, fundamentals of plumbing, light motor vehicle maintenance and repair, facilities management, project management, event planning,
customer service, which I think is needed across the Cayman Islands industry, real estate. Now, why are these important? The last time I was on this program with you, I highlighted with you the work permit numbers, which of course the government is also criticized for. But these jobs represent the 70% of the overall work permit numbers that, in my opinion and in the government's opinion, represents jobs that Caymanians can do with a little bit of training. Yeah. So this is being made available. Obviously, there are internships and apprenticeships that have worked for us. This is government partnering with the private sector because, contrary to whether it be editorials or otherwise, the government cannot be the employer of last resort because, again, whilst we may be complimented for fixing the unemployment problem, on the back end, we're going to be criticized for increasing the size of government. And this criticism has come from both Joe Public as well as the Auditor General in previous reports. So the government cannot simply expand itself to solve the unemployment problem. But I also believe to do that would take private sector off the hook. We need to partner with the private sector in order to achieve success, and I think the government is doing that. Let's look at some of the other programs that have been available, and this is why I mentioned earlier on that there has been significant progress in the previous administration, which continues on to this administration in making training courses available. The Ready to Work program, from July 2016 until December 2017, 230 people started the program. 162 people completed the program, and 53%, more than half of those who went through the program, gained full-time employment. Now, that's progress. It's not 100%, but it is 162 people who didn't have a job a year ago that now have it because of the technical and vocational training that is provided. The Ready to Work program coordinated over 400 training workshops in what? Simple things: resume writing, job search, employability, time management, employer expectations, and again, that very important term, customer service. These are all skills that are real-world applicable and make a difference between a person looking for work, finding work, and more importantly, maintaining work. So we've made some progress. We look at the Passport to Success program. Again, we've had 5 cohorts so far. 67 participants have gone through that program. And again, the numbers are averaging at 50% of those persons who are in those programs find employment. Why I like the Passport to Success so much is because it is made up of our young people, those SciFec students, those who are first year in the University College of the Cayman Islands, young men and women who are taking advantage of the training courses being made available. Let's look at internships and apprenticeships. Now, whilst we are certainly in the infancy of all of this, but we've made some tremendous progress, and certainly when the new HR department, again, Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman, goes live in January, we're going to see a lot more of that. So far on the internship side, we've had partnerships with 6 private sector entities, and I believe to show gratitude, because in order to be successful at this, the government is going to need to partner with the private sector. And I want to give those private sector entities some kudos because it's important. We got GoPro Cayman, who provided water sports basics and boating and cruise skills for 5 people at an internship level. We had Prosperity Capital Management and Finance and Accounting provide internships for 2 people. The Department of Agriculture and Government and kennel attendants. We had 1 applicant, but they're doing very well. The Cayman Islands Tourism Association and Marketing, they had 1. The Wine School, which again is a key sector in hospitality. I tell young Caymanians all the time, entering hospitality for a young Caymanian, there's no place to go but up. Because there is such a shortage of Caymanians in that sector, and it's a rewarding career. We've got 11 interns going through the Wine School. Thank you, the Wine School. And, of course, even in journalism, Cayman News Service, they took on 1 intern journalist. So those are opportunities that are live right now. In terms of apprenticeships, we've got 3 companies working with the government. We've got Health City, for medical administration. They've taken on 3 apprentices this year. We've got Cayman ABA, which is behavior technicians. They've taken on 4 exciting young people that will take on the issue of wellness and mental illness, which again I think is very much needed in this country, and they're providing real world experience for these 4 young people. And last but not least, Tweed Construction. They're involved in marble tiling and the like. They've taken on 1 person. I say all of this to say that I hear the caller's argument, but that argument is flawed. If we are waiting for a building that says vocational training and only then will we believe it is happening is an incorrect statement. Yes. The government must be mindful of what is available. Yes, I agree. We need to do a better job of communicating what is available, and that is being worked on, and certainly work will seek to improve on that communication level. Mm-hmm. But again, as I stated, if we duplicate these programs, if we go out and build another building because that's what people relate to, then yes, we may on the one hand satisfy the curiosity need, but we will be criticized down the road for spending more money than is needed. Mm-hmm. And is that necessarily fixing the problem? No, it isn't. The government is on the right trajectory, and we see this in the numbers, the reduced numbers in this summer program. Like I said earlier on, 23% less people registering. That tells me unemployment is being improved. It is going down. Opportunities are being made available, and certainly the training workshops, technical and vocational opportunities, apprenticeships and internships are increasing, and that is resulting in more and more and more people going from the unemployment line to now finally the permanently employed line. So we are making progress.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Well, we have 2 callers on the air. We're going to take the 2 calls and then we're going to take a break. Please, do you have a question or a comment for our guest this morning in studio? And welcome to the show.
Yes, I do.
Please go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
And good morning to your guest.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Gentlemen, I understand and I really appreciate what y'all are doing right now with the issues with the unemployment in this country, but we don't need a temporary fix. And we cannot rely on the public sector to help when this problem that we have in this country is a government problem. And when over the years, what I've observed, immigration are making no changes. They're doing nothing in order to try to help the unemployment in this country. They keep issuing work permits. They keep issuing license to these people to bring in more people. And my whole take on this whole thing, since the government is creating all of this problem, the immigration, the government should be able to pick up all of these people that are unemployed and find work for them and pay them a half-decent salary because it's a government problem. Mr. Harris, this is nothing personally with you, sir. I need you to call me after the show, 924-3030.
Yes, sir.
It's nothing to do with you, Mr. Harris. You're doing a fine job as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, sir.
This problem was there long before you and the other gentlemen has even thought about running for politics. So it's nothing problem. My take on it is a government problem, and until the government can fix it, nothing is going to happen about the issues that we have in this country. No Band-Aids, please. Good morning, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for calling. We're going to take a break here and for the record and come back. We have 2 calls, and then we can have our acting minister as well as Minister Hugh address the callers' concerns. We'll be right back with more. So please stay with us.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Can you explain what a less than container load is for shipment and what your minimum charge is?
Sure. A less than container load, or LCL, is any overseas shipment that does not require the full space of a container. At Seaboard, we have great rates for small packages. Just let us know the dimensions of your package and we'll help you out from there.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
Not all insurance is created equal, but who has the time to shop around? Take the guesswork out of your insurance coverage with Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Let us match you with the best coverage to suit your needs at a price to suit your wallet. Plus, get superior customer service from dedicated claims professionals to ensure speedy claims processing. Get your insurance through Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Call us today at 949-7822 for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Hey, are those new glasses on Will?
Yeah, we went to Optical Outlook. Wham, bam, easy exam. Finally, an exam he could pass. And we had the glasses the next day. Easiest part of our back-to-school shopping for sure.
Book your child's exam today at Optical Outlook. Call 746-2020. Save 50% off a complete pair of glasses with any student eye exam. From now until August 31st. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. Located in the Caymanian Village. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. RC Fusion featuring Billboard pop hit songs and more from the 70s to the 90s.
RC Fusion.
Weekdays from 10 a.m. till 12. RC Fusion. Brought to you by Merengue Town. Take a walk on the wild side. It's time to feel the rhythm. Time to feel the vibes. It's time for Merengue Town.
RC Fusion. For information that matter. For the record. With Orit Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Welcome back to For the Record. I'm Donna Bush in this Friday morning for Mr. Orit Connor. If you're just joining us, I have in studio with me the Honorable Joseph Hugh, Minister for Infrastructure, Planning and Commerce, as well as Acting Minister for Immigration, Human Resources and Community Affairs, Mr. Austin Harris. We had a caller before we went to the break, and I understand we have two callers on the air now. Caller number one, do you have a question or a comment for our guest this morning?
Yes. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. Good. How are you?
Not too bad. This is Mark from here. Good morning to Mr. Harris and Mr. Hugh.
Good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Lennox from Cayman Brack.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Ms. Donna, I just want to make a comment and let you know that the last morning, not the last morning, I think it was Monday morning, that I asked you about on page 12, on the Constitution, page 21, section 15, concerning property.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you didn't read it, but I would like you to do it this morning or have one of the gentlemen there read it. You understand?
Yes,
please,
sir.
If you could do that.
Yes, page 21, section...
15, property, concerning property.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is to Mr. Hugh. Mr. Hugh, this problem that I have been going on for like over 13 years now with the government. The government took possession of my property for like at least 13 years. And when I addressed it, I get the ring around, you gotta go to this one, and that one send me to this one, and that one send me to this one. Now, what I'm trying to get across to you, that the government used my property, and now they don't want to compensate me for using my property, you know? And I really don't want to take the government to court, but if I have to, I will do that, because it seems as if, like, if you're not connected with some foreigner in a business, that you're not sort of recognized by the government. That's the impression that I'm getting. Because I have addressed this thing with every commander that's been up here in charge of the police station. And it seems that every one of them tell me, from the one that I met when I first came up here, he told me he was going to look into it. 13 years, 15 years almost gone by now, and nobody not really looking after it. And the top right now stands at $94,900. I am hearing reports or reading reports where you all have a surplus. So you can't have a surplus if you're in debt. Not in my books. And I'm an ex-auditor. I used to audit Holiday. You can't have no surplus if you're in debt. So how they consider they have a surplus when they have debts pending.
Caller, I think we'll get Minister Hugh to. Obviously, he's not privy to the extent of the situation, and he probably wouldn't know any background information on what you're talking about. But if we could just give him an opportunity to.
Yeah, Lord Lennox, I'm unaware of the situation. First, I'm hearing of it, but I don't know if we can get your phone number off after before you hang up. Then I'll be sure to give you a call to get the details.
Okay then.
All right,
Mr. Lennox. Thanks for reaching out this morning. Caller number 2, you're on the air here on For the Record. Thanks for calling. Do you have a question or a comment?
Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
I just had a question with regards to the vocational programs that you were talking about. In regards to the schools, and are those vocational programs connected to the schools? Is there a program within the schools that look at kids that are not academically inclined and align them with vocational programs so that when they come out with some sort of certificate in their hand, not just some diploma? And because if they're not going on to college, they must have something to look forward to, some hope to be able to have something in their hand that gives them something that they can go and look a job with, and they can say, hey, I have this certificate in construction, I have this certificate in hospitality, and just something to get them started.
Yes.
So that, because I know many young people who weren't academically inclined and they can't find a job because they have nothing. And another suggestion is that for the NICE program, I'm not sure, it seems like you are doing something in terms of picking people out and helping them find jobs and stuff like that. But in terms of the younger persons within the NICE program, I think it would be nice if you were to pick those individuals out and give them internship in different areas of government. And I simply say this because there's a lot of young people who've never had the opportunity to get a job, who wants a job, but they have nothing to create a resume with. But if you could give them an internship and put them around, just to float them around for a couple of weeks or whatever in different departments, just so they can have a resume to put together and to get a reference to say, yes, this person worked hard. And I'm not talking about people, we keep talking about people who are academically inclined and educated, but we keep missing the people who are not the academically inclined. What are we doing for those persons? And the programs that we have at UCCI, I don't know if they're paid programs, but there's probably individuals out there who want to take advantage of those programs, but their situations don't allow them to financially take care of them. What do we have available to help those people? We keep missing the loophole of those people who don't have. What do we have available? Because they can't get scholarships. So what do we have to help them? So maybe that's where we can look at helping, going from the school program, taking the NICE program, getting those who might not have it, the education-wise, but are willing, give them an opportunity to be able to create a resume. Just my question, observation, suggestion.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think I might work backwards from that one. The last comment the caller made about the UCCI programs, we currently offer about 500 to 600 scholarships to UCCI. The reason the range is so big is because they're not all in the program at the same time, and then of course you have various other issues. But between 500 to 600 scholarships are given for technical programs, certificate programs at UCCI, including accounting, computer technician, IMI auto mechanics, electrotechnology, and hospitality studies, front of the office operations, food and beverage, food preparation. We also included in that is also short certificate courses, which run for single semesters, include air conditioning and refrigeration, plumbing, electrical licensing preparation, fundamentals of electrical technology, fundamentals of accounting with QuickBooks, essentials of facilities management course, and the renewable energy installation. So these are all scholarships that between 500 and 600 Caymanians are taking advantage of at UCCI. And all I can say on that is, the other aspects of it, we try to make it as easy. I know, for instance, the School of Hospitality Studies, if we can identify where there are issues with babysitting, for instance, we try to assist with that. If there's issues with transportation, we try to assist with that. But as I told a young person recently, my advice would be is to register, take advantage of the scholarship, and then get a part-time job. Some of the jobs that we just simply refuse to do, and I don't know why, at the fast food restaurants, at retail stores, etc., at the supermarkets. Take a job. That's not your career.
Get your foot in the door.
That's a means to an end. That's to help your mother and your father pay some of the bills.
Yes.
That's to provide a little pocket money for you in the weekend while you go to school. And I continue to say that any person coming out with a certificate, whether it be a doctorate, right down to a 1 month course, the employer looking at that resume and sees that, hey, this person actually worked while going to school. This person had to take a break to raise the money to go back to school. That is a person the employer is going to hire because that person shows determination and dedication.
Yes.
And so, don't look at working at a fast food restaurant or working in a supermarket as this is my career. No, that is to supplement your income. That is to help you pay some of the bills with your parents. That's to help you pay for your bus to get to school. And register at UCCI. Apply for the scholarships. Take advantage of them. She spoke about within the schools, the government high school operate what we call SciFec from years 10 through 12. And they have 524 vocational qualifications were awarded to government high school students in 2016. It's exhaustive. Accounts, 18. Building technology, 18 students. Electrical, 15 students. Beauty therapy, 13 students. Business, 81 students. Creative media, 34 students. Construction, 11 students. Health and social care, 10. Hospitality, 52. IT, 46. Music technology, 54. Sports and leisure, 24. And work skills, 148. They also did 110 vocational qualifications at level 1. Those previously were level 2. And the level 1s were in accounting, building technology, electrical technology, motor vehicle repair and maintenance, and work skills. And you would have heard Mr. Levi earlier from Public Works. Acting Minister Harris spoke about NWDA and some of the programs that they're all interconnected to SciFec.
Yes.
So
and I can attest to SciFac. I had a daughter who went there who came out with a nursing assistant certificate. I am a total 1,000% supporter.
And then she can go straight on to the nursing program at UCCI. So the programs at UCCI, you would have heard me repeat them when I said I gave you the programs at UCCI, and then I read the SciFac programs. They're identical.
Yeah.
So you transition from SciFac over to UCCI, all in the government's budget.
Yeah, yeah.
All in the government budget. Again, in 2017, we had 483 students take advantage of those level 2 certificates, and 154 take advantage of the level 1 certificates. So, we continue to make progress. It's not perfect. We're nowhere near perfect, but we're making progress. We have broken down the silos. We're working together. There are clear transitions now for our young people. The key message is they're there. Ask your counselors, ask your teachers, ask your MLA, how do I continue my education? The opportunities are there. We just need to make sure that every individual that wants to take advantage of that opportunity knows that the opportunity is there and have the ability to access it.
Promote, but also take the initiative yourselves as well. We have a caller on the air. Do you have a question or comment for either one of our ministers this morning?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling For the Record.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. My name is Barry. Mr. Hill and Mr. Austin, I'd like to say guys are doing a great job and continue the great fight.
Thank you, sir.
Also, I would like to say with what Mr. Hugh just said a while ago, that is something I've been trying to say publicly when it comes to when we sit down and talk about our children don't have experience. This is something I've been saying publicly. In the old days, in past generations, what we've done, I remember as a boy doing odd jobs before I was even a legal age to work. Bussing tables, cutting yards, earning money to go to the old theaters. And that in itself was preparedness for when you do become an adult. And we need to bring that back. So I do agree with Mr. Hugh that I take, for instance, on weekends and after schools, our children need to be working in these restaurants and these and maybe that'd be another way for them to realize there is a real career in the hospitality. Because I don't necessarily agree when you got a teenager, big strapping boy sitting down there all weekend doing nothing, and a month or two before he graduates, you're gonna throw him into a government department and tell him he's looking job experience. To me, job experience begins from the time you know what money is.
Absolutely.
You got to go out there and from the time, even if it's doing nothing more than a chore around the house and getting the $10 a week or whatever, and then as you get 12, 13, 14, you bussing tables on the weekends. We need to get back into that, but otherwise, if we don't, I think on this same program I heard about a week ago, what a 16-year-old was 40 years ago. 16-year-old 40 years ago was an adult. Today, most of those 16-year-olds today are still 12. And we got to get out of that. So I totally agree with you. We got to start making men and women good citizens at an early stage. We can't wait till they become adults to be doing what they should have been doing from the time they were in their early teens. So I thank you, too, for being on this program this morning. Austin, happy belated birthday.
Thank you, my friend.
And you guys have a good one. Mr. Hugh, you take care of yourself, too, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you to the caller. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Harris.
again, the caller talked about what the previous caller suggested in terms of internships. And again, she suggested that perhaps the government needs to take a greater lead. Previously, I outlined the 21 private sector internships that are available right now in the private sector. Just last month, though, the government hosted another robust internship opportunity for young Caymanians where 133 young persons were given an opportunity to work for 2 weeks in various departments in the government.
And that's every Christmas and summer.
And that is every Christmas and summer. And at the tail end of that, X number of persons are then given an opportunity for full-time employment because the deputy governor, now acting governor, is serious when he says he wants to produce a world-class civil service. And, the last month festivities on internships, I attended it for the first time and met with many of the interns, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was really blown away by the talent and the excitement and the enthusiasm by these young persons. And, I said it then, I say it now, I hope I'm around to have the opportunity to work with these young people in a full-time basis. But again, when you listen to the concerns from callers who say, we need a dedicated vocational school. We hear persons saying, what opportunities are we giving persons to access the ability to retool? Again, Minister Hugh really laid it out. 500 to 600 scholarships. These aren't just, bachelor's degree and master's degree and PhD level studies, but these are TVET studies. So the same persons who want to, study to be an air conditioning repairman. Well, fine, you don't have the money for it. Call your government. Call the Ministry of Education. Call UCCI. The government is making its own commitment to say, you know what, we recognize the problem. We're taking ownership of the problem. We recognize the stumbling blocks. Is it financial? Fine, we'll help. Minister Hugh pointed out, is it babysitting? Some single parents have 3, 4, 5 kids. You know, how are they going to improve their lives and still get the education they need? The government helps with babysitting. You know, they can't get to the job. They can't get to UCCI. Government, in addition to food vouchers on the NAU side, rental assistance on the NAU side, we also provide transportation allowances. So the government is taking ownership of this issue. The government is, exercising what opportunities it has to improve the lives of people. Again, we need to, obviously, just from the calls this morning, obviously we need to improve the level of communication because these things are happening. Just the wide majority just simply aren't aware of it.
But on the other hand, and again, I'm going to switch to the other side here. Government cannot be expected to solve all of the problems. It's just a given. Like you can't call on the government to solve all the issues. I'm sorry, folks. That's just my personal take on it.
Yeah. But also, again, going back to SciFec, and I'm glad the minister pointed out because I didn't have the opportunity, but 524 students out of an average of 800 that graduate every year are receiving technical and vocational training so that when they leave high school, for those who aren't going on to tertiary education, and then we assume that 524 students receive some form of TVET training, then the other percentage are those who are going on to tertiary, university level, going to pursue a professional degree. Again, these are persons that the government has prepared and given a skill so that when they graduate high school, they can very easily become employable. Some may need to continue that learning and that education, whether it be level 1, level 2. And again, this is what UCCI is there for. But we also have, again, private sector partnerships. I have to bring in the Superior Auto program of the Demarcados. Very, very impressive work. They've done some incredible work. And these aren't persons who are just graduating a Superior Auto program and becoming auto mechanics, albeit, again, there's a significant lack of Caymanian auto mechanics, which, again, make up that 70% of work permits, jobs that Caymanians can do. But through the Superior Auto program, they've produced engineers. Persons have gone on to work in the boiler rooms, in the generators of CUC and the Water Authority, Water Company. So, we are getting there. These opportunities are available.
And not only, we also have several other programs with the private sector. I think Phoenix Construction and a couple of others are doing a construction program with inmates from Northwood Prison. So these are persons that are getting up in the morning, 6 o'clock, getting dressed, going to work, learning skills on the job, and then returning back to Northwood in the evening. And, these persons, this is real rehabilitation. When they get through with their sentencing, when they've paid back their dues, in many instances will move right into those positions full-time, or just simply go home rather than going back to Northwood, or will leave with 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 months experience on a construction site to go around and say, I have experience in construction. Right. We're also, you were in the press last week, was a partnership between the National Roads Authority and Her Majesty's Prison as well, where we recognize an issue that the bush hog, as we call it, the tractor, when we were cutting the roadsides, we were actually causing more of a mess by chopping up all of the paper and the litter that was on the roadsides covered by the bush and spreading that along as we went. So we have identified an opportunity then for a work crew of up to 7 persons to work along with NRA, and they work ahead of the bush hog cutting. So they will go ahead and they'll clean, they pick up all the trash and the litter, get rid of any debris that's on the side of the roads, and then the tractor will come behind and cut it. So again, providing a service to the country whilst providing employment and rehabilitation all at the same time. We continue to also diversify our economy. We just signed an agreement 2 weeks ago with Tech Cayman. We're looking forward. Banking as we know it is disappearing. You see virtual banks are coming up now. The government itself is working towards what we call EID, electronic IDs. And when we get to that stage, your telephone becomes your credit card. Your telephone becomes your bank. And then the banks don't have to have people sitting in chairs. This is not just Cayman. In fact, we are way behind most advanced countries in this. And so we have to think that these positions, what are these people going to do that have traditionally relied on employment within the banking industry, administratively? So we're looking at the tech industry, and that is where this is where the world is going. And we have positioned ourselves through legislation and through agreements to attract some of the largest tech companies in the world. We're hoping to become an incubator for tech companies here in the Cayman Islands, and they will provide opportunities for persons for employment. If you don't think that technology is going to change the world, have a look at Uber. Uber is the largest transportation company in the world. They don't own a single vehicle. Mm-hmm. Airbnb is the largest accommodations company in the world. They don't own a single room. Mm-hmm. Amazon is the largest retailer in the world. They don't own a single store. This is where we're going.
Yes.
Apple Music is the largest music provider, and it's all off of an iPad. So this is where the world is going, and the government recognizes that. It has been a cooperative effort between the Ministry of Commerce and the Ministry of Financial Services and the entire government that we get regulations, laws, legislation in place to take advantage of the future, take advantage of the tech industry, to take advantage of blockchain technology and development. And we're fully recognizing that, and we continue to find ways to diversify our economy. And all of this is a strategy towards a sustainable Cayman.
Absolutely. And I just want to make the point, because I believe it cannot be understated. We talked about the annual numbers in scholarships. We talked about the number of vocational programs that are available either at SciFec or whether it be at UCCI. We talked about the internships and the apprenticeships that are existing partnerships between the public sector and the private sector. But again, in the last year alone, from July 2017 until July 2018, over 2,500 persons have been assisted as active job seekers, whether it be employment-related services, access to job listings, opportunities for training. These persons have received the benefit of the Family Resource Center, again, to address the needs at home. But 2,500 active job seekers assisted in the last year, an average of 600 scholarships provided every year. The number of programs coming out of SciFec and UCCI from a TVET perspective. What does all of that mean? Well, again, we see the numbers represented in the nice cleanup, a reduction of 23% in those persons who have applied. When the new employment numbers are coming out, and we hope it'll come out hopefully before the end of August, but it will demonstrate that unemployment, particularly amongst Caymanians, is coming down. And whilst I have the opportunity, because the government are oftentimes criticized for focusing on Grand Cayman and not the Sister Islands, but the nice cleanup, compliments of the Sister Islands representatives, the Honourable Julianne O'Connor Connolly and the Honourable Moses Kirkconnell, are partnership have taken the nice program to the Sister Islands. Public Works, in collaboration with district administration, is running a similar program in the Sister Islands. So, to my good friend Peter, who called up earlier on, whilst I disagree with him that this is a government problem, this is a problem for the Cayman Islands, and it's going to take a full court press, all of us, to solve it. But very clearly, by these statistics, these facts, not an opinion I'm giving you, these facts shows that the government is taking ownership of the unemployment problem, and the government is seeking to address those gaps. And contrary to popular opinion, we are being or having an effect. We are being effective, and we're seeing the numbers come down. More persons are being employed. And that also includes not just, the persons who make up the unemployment line, but even those persons who come out from Her Majesty's prison after, paying their debt to society. 11 persons have come out on the release on temporary license. They've all gone through active training workshops. Why? Because we want these people to stay out of Northwood Prison. We want to close that revolving door. And what has been argued all of these years? Opportunities. What opportunities do you provide them? How do we ensure that they stay clean and remain employed? The government is doing that, taking ownership of it. We're there yet? Not yet. But we're making good progress. Yeah. We are making very strong headway. And I think, you know what, like I said during my election, that's just what happened in the last year. Imagine what we can do with 4.
Yeah. So we have a question here on a text message. The person is asking, can a person use the UCCI scholarship to upscale their skills? I guess this would be an academic scholarship.
Absolutely.
Can they use that to upscale their vocational technical skills?
Sure. I can't see why not. I mean, again, we talk about the absence of Caymanians in hospitality. The number of hospitality services, food and beverage 101 that is available both at SciFec and continuing on at UCCI. Air conditioning repair. Again, pick up the phone. Call somebody, says your AC is broken. Do you get a Caymanian to show up at your door, or do you get somebody else? All right, we know the answer to that. Auto mechanic. Take your car in for a servicing. How many Caymanians are working on your car? These are jobs that represent 70% of the overall work permit numbers. 70%. And that means that these are jobs that Caymanians can access, but they need just a little bit of hard skills to go with that so that they can have that job that will make them more marketable. These courses are available, and I encourage anybody who is genuinely looking for work, looking, to start a new career or to just get their foot in the door, these opportunities are available. And again, I make the point, Donna, it is being available without a purpose-built facility that says vocational training on the side of it, but it's happening today.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you for that. Any final words from you, Minister Hugh?
Thank you, Donna. Just to say it's certainly been a privilege this morning to be on with you. And
thank you.
Again,
it's been great having you both.
Again, we look forward to the next couple of weeks working with the NICE program. We're delighted to see the numbers falling from 2016 when we were over 700 to 2017 we're at about 600. And in 2018, we're around 460. So those numbers are declining. We will continue to identify ways to, A, either transition those persons into full-time employment, or B, continue to work with agencies such as National Workforce Development Agency, etc., to try and retool these individuals, those who are willing and capable to work, so that they can continue to look forward to full employment. This is, as Mr. Harris has said, this is something that the government, we discuss on a weekly basis. I think we have to congratulate the government, Honourable Franz Manderson and his government, for working with us. We've made lots of inroads in breaking down the silos between the different ministries. I can remember when we first tried to get this prison NRA project going, and there was an argument about who's going to pay. It came to a standstill because there was an argument between departments and who's going to pay for the garbage bags. And something as simple as that in the past could stop a project from moving forward. And so now we have a real collaboration, addressing the iguana culling. The Ministry of Commerce has become involved in that. Commerce and Works, and it includes the Ministry of Health, and it also includes the Ministry of Agriculture. So we're all working together. We're breaking down the barriers. Mr. Levi is a training manager at Public Works Development and Public Works Department, and there he is playing a pivotal role in iguana culling. So it just goes to show that we've managed to get the word across throughout government at all levels that we're breaking, and we are one government.
Yes.
Our role is to make the lives of our people better and provide the goods and services that they can live a good life and a safe life in a safe environment. And that should be our goal as one government.
Yes.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Any final words, Mr.?
Absolutely. Certainly, I just want to compliment what Minister Hugh just stated. We are a government that are made up of all sides. I've been in there 15 months now, and I can state as a fact that every member of this government, from the ministers to the councillors, even to the Speaker of the House, albeit, his role politically is minimized because of his position, but every single member of this government is working every single day. Nobody's sitting on their hands. And to the minister's point, the issue of employment, the issue of addressing unemployment, is a discussion that we engage every single week. On the nice cleanup on employment in general, we have a plan. This is not happening, by the seat of our pants. We have a short-term solution that is made represented by the NICE program. We have a medium-term solution, which again consists of the apprenticeships, the training, addressing the skills gap, and we have a long-term goal, which is the long-term solution: the HR department, the workforce opportunities, the Fair Employment Opportunities Commission, requiring in January that all job vacancies are registered with a government portal. That will enable us, as I stated on this show before, to strategically plan Cayman's both current and future labor force needs rather than simply allowing it to happen organically. There's a great deal of strategic direction being taken by this government administration, and that should demonstrate to the people listening to our interview that the country's in a good position and we're improving every day. Have we succeeded in every single area? Not yet. But I can promise you that this government is working in that direction. And I agree with Minister Hugh. We are one government. We're not three factions operating under the same banner. We are one government working in the same direction. And that also includes the civil service, who we could not do this without them. And we are working together. Yes, there's room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. But contrary to the verbal minority, the facts as to where we are and what we're doing, and more importantly, how we are improving the lives of our people, are entirely different than perhaps some of the verbal minority would otherwise suggest or misrepresent them to be. But whenever that happens, and whenever we can, we will certainly be happy to be with you in studios. Really have thoroughly enjoyed the interview. I really enjoy being in studios with you, and I thank you for giving us the opportunity to share some of the facts as to what the government is doing in service to our people in all of the Cayman Islands.
All right, Minister Hugh, Acting Minister Harris, it's been a pleasure to have both of you here on For the Record this morning. To our callers, thank you for calling as always. Those who are listening, thank you for tuning in. We hope that you'll do the same again on Monday. Until then, have a wonderful weekend in our blessed islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. For all your banking and pension needs, call or visit a Fidelity branch today. Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. And Cayman Pharmacy Group, with locations in West Bay and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. And Seaboard Marine. With over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling Seaboard Marine at 949-4977.